a continuation of the last video that I did that you should probably check out before you watch this one. A little rendezvous of it. Now when we get to Mars, Mars is the opposite of Venus, right? So if Venus is about loving and sharing and all of that, Mars is the opposite. So Mars is about taking, right? And Mars is about self-preservation, right? Whereas Venus is about us. Venus is saying us, and then Mars is saying me. Just me. So Mars is about taking, right? Mars doesn't share unless like you're on Mars's like same level, right? So Mars, what Mars is gonna do is Mars is how you are passionate, right? So Venus is about pleasures and everything that feels good. Mars is about passion, you intent, right? Why are you doing something? I'm doing it because of this. That is Mars, right? It's about self-preservation, right? So it's about, okay, like, shit, I have all this money, but I need to make sure I'm good first. I need to make sure I have a house. I need to make sure, like, I have food to eat. I need to make sure I have A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And then when I'm good and when I know I'm straight, then I can start like giving to other people. Whereas Venus is like, you know what, I have this money, let me share it with everybody else. But then to a default, when you start sharing with everybody else, people can start like using you, and then boom, you have nothing for yourself anymore. You see? So at Mars teaches you to preserve, like, think for yourself first. Think about yourself first, right? So now Aries is the masculine side of Mars, right? So with the Aries, you'll see Aries intent. Like Aries walk every day, like they walk every day like, yo, I need to know I'm the shit. No matter what I do, if I wake up, if I'm shitting, if I'm pooping, brushing my teeth, I need to know I'm the shit because I have this intention. That's what Mars is dealing with too. It's the intention, right? It's the intent. Like, why are you doing something? Sometimes people can lie to you, but you can feel their intention. Wow, the sun went down so quickly. Anyway, but you can feel their intention, right? Someone, like, you know when people come to you and they want to ask for money and then they start talking, they like warm up to you, then they start talking, oh, how's your day, blah blah. So anyway, can I borrow 5 rand? See, that's the thing. Like an Aries and a Scorpio will feel like, okay, you came here with an intention. So that's what Mars is dealing with. It's dealing with your intentions, right? And why you're doing something and your passion, right? Passion could also turn into aggression, and it can turn into hate, right? So opposite of Venus, which is love, right? Can turn into hate and like aggression and like anger, right? And anger to a scale of like even hating everything and just wanting everything to burn down, because Mars is really that red hot fiery planet up there that just like fucking just takes everything. And by take I mean like I just made an example. If Venus is about, hey, let me give you this, Mars is like, hey, I want that for myself. Boom. Or if you like somebody, oh no, you mine, you can't have anybody else. But to like you get what I'm saying. That's Mars. So Aries are outwardly showing you that, right? Because they're a fire sign. Like I said, fire and air are the pushing out energy. So Aries will show you that, right? Aries will show you that, yo, like they'll tell you straight up, yo, like for example, I want to have sex with you, like straight up, you know. They telling you their intentions, right? Some people, like a lot of Libras, will indirectly do these things, and that's the downside of Libras, where Libras will indirectly, hey, so how are you feeling today? Oh, well, really? Okay, I'm feeling like, see, so like Libras kind of in that way are manipulative, right? Where Aries, that's why Aries probably don't fuck with a lot of Libras, because they sense this, right? And Aries is just gonna come up to your face and be like, yo, I want to do this. So that type of thing, you know. And then Scorpios are the dark side of not dark side, but like they're the receiving energy of Mars. So before a Scorpio opens up to you, they need to receive your passion, they need to receive your intention, right? They need to receive your intention, like your willpower. That's what willpower is. That's what dealing with Mars. They need to receive your willpower. They need to receive like you know what the fuck you're here for. Like you have your shit together and you're not there like kind of lost. You know what I'm saying? Scorpios need to receive that before they like give you their passion, their motivation, their intent, their willpower, their blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Mars is, right? But wherever Mars is at is where it's going to take. So for example, I use myself, like I say, Mars is taking, right? So I have Mars in Virgo, 2 degrees Virgo. So it's like in the cusping energy of Leo, right? So what Mars is taking for me is my health. And what's Virgo dealing with? Virgo is dealing with the teeth, it's dealing with your eyes, it's dealing with your health, it's dealing with your digestive system, your nervous system, just anything, like, you know, the nerves, because the nerves send energy to, I mean, not energy, they send messages to. So for example, like if I want to pick something up, my veins are going to send a message to my brain to tell my hand to do something, right? So that's the Mercury thing, right? Like right now I'm eating a nachi, my brain told my hand to put this nachi in my mouth, and now my brain is telling my mouth to chew, and now it's telling my mouth to swallow. You see? So that's Virgo. That's Mercury energy, right? But I'm just breaking it down because I'm trying to give you an example of how it plays out in Mars. So now when my Virgo comes into Mars, right? So wherever Mars, like whatever planet, I'm not planet, but whatever sign is in your Mars, it's something you're either gonna be really passionate about this, or you're gonna be very like aggressive with this energy, right? So when I say Mars takes, what Mars took from me was my teeth. See, my teeth are like fucked up and shit, and I have to wear braces, which is cool and stuff. And okay, nothing happened in my eyes, but like mostly my teeth and my health, because Virgo is dealing with health too, right? I can tell you, like, I've been injured a lot of times. I've broken some bones and shit, but whatever other thing. But just as an example, see, that's what Mars does. It takes, right? So if you have, for example, Mars in Cancer falls here, right? It's gonna probably take your family members. It's gonna take away your comfortability. If you have Mars in the air sign, it's probably gonna take away your it's gonna make you passionate. Well, yeah, because it can either make you passionate or it's gonna take away. But Mars is gonna take regardless. So it's gonna take away your friends. If it's in an air sign, it's going to take away your friends. It's going to take away some information that you've been wanting, right? Or it's going to take familiar things, or like just information generally. If it's in an air sign, if it's in an earth sign, it's going to take away your stability, or it's going to take but not all the time, just generally. Like sometimes it will take money, it'll take your finances, it'll take things that make you comfortable, how you build structure in your life. And then if you have Mars in a water sign, right, it's gonna take away your emotional stability, right? It's gonna take away, if it's in Pisces, it'll take away your dreams, imagination, and illusions, and it's gonna make you like a really either super in your illusions, or it's gonna make you like super passionate about your creativity and your fantasy land or whatever, right? So it could go either way, right? So you could be really passionate about something. If it's in a water sign, you'll be really passionate about your feelings, or you'll be really passionate about whatever it is that you're feeling. But it can also make you really aggressive with that energy, you see. So either way. So but yeah, the sun, Venus is like the older sister, right? And then sun is like so Mars is like the firstborn of the family, and then Venus is the secondborn, and then Mercury is the lastborn, right? Mercury is the last child, and he's like a little child just trying to figure things out, and like he's analyzing everything, and he's like, wow, what does this do? Wow, this is an orange, can I put it in my mouth? Oh no, I can't chew it because this is it. So now you see, Mercury is getting information because he's just doing so many things. Venus is already, like, Venus is grown up and stuff, and, you know, she's feeling herself, and she's in high school, and she's, like, the popular girl, or not even but whatever, you know, she's the popular girl, and, like, she wears nice clothes, and she likes going shopping with her friends, and she likes, like, talking to people, getting to know people, and relate to people. Venus likes to, like, kick it with her friends, you know, smoke weed with her homies, like, go to Cape Town with her friends, go on the beach, take cute pictures, you know, go to fancy restaurants. Like, Venus is that girl, you know. And then Mars is the firstborn, so Mars is, like, the older brother that doesn't care about, like, Mars wants nothing to do with her sister. Mars thinks her sister is like a boost or pussy or wuss or something. Mars is like, like, Venus, do your thing, like, just don't interrupt me, you know. Mars is the one, he's that guy that he's like the skateboarder guy, and like everybody likes him, but he's like super, like, he feels himself a lot, you know. He feels himself a lot, and he thinks he's this shit all the time, but he's really cute, and he's like the, you know, when you watch those American movies, he's the, what do they call them, jocks? He's the jock. He's always playing like football. He's playing in South Africa. We don't have football, we have soccer, but he's like always the one playing soccer, you know. He's the one getting the honeys, whatever. He's the one, like, at a party, he's the one, like, initiating, oh guys, let's go to this party, like, yeah, you get the booze, you do this, you do that, I'm gonna get my car, I'm gonna go get the honeys, we're gonna, you know, just shit like that. Not to, like, just as an example, you know what I'm saying? Just whatever. That's Mars. And then Jupiter, when we get to Jupiter is how you gain wisdom and knowledge, right? Not knowledge, but how you gain wisdom, right? It's dealing with your faith, right? So religion or spirituality or whatever. It's dealing with like high, broad philosophical point of views, right? Jupiter rules experiences, basically. And when you experience something, you've gained wisdom on it. So you know what to do or what not to do when you come across an experience that's similar to the experience that you experienced then, right? So with that, Jupiter basically just teaches you, like, Jupiter is lady luck, right? Not lady luck, but Jupiter just, it's lady luck in a way that because you've gone through one experience, like, you know better, right? So when you know better, you have wisdom and knowledge, right? And you can tell somebody else, or you can advise somebody else on what not to do or what to do, because you've gone through that experience yourself, right? So in that, Jupiter rules experiences. And Jupiter's opposite Mercury, right? Whereas Mercury is thinking, analyzing, blah, 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 and dealing with the cerebral, Jupiter is opposite that. So Jupiter is dealing with the heart, right? The heart space, and like the faith space, right? The internal realms, really, right? The not caring about what's factual, but dealing with the truth. Because, okay, it's facts that your ex-girlfriend kissed your boyfriend, but what's the truth of it? The truth is that maybe they just didn't really want you, you know? Their heart was in a different place. And that's what Jupiter is dealing with. It's dealing with the internal realm of things, right? It's dealing with the why did that happen, as opposed to, okay, that happened because of this and this and this and this. Jupiter is dealing with, okay, this happened because this person was in this kind of space, this area, or this life. I mean, not life, but this kind of, like, they were in this emotion when they were doing this. Or they did this because, truthfully, they felt this type of way. See, it's dealing with the feelings of it. Whereas Mercury doesn't give a fuck about the feelings. It's just dealing with the facts of it and what makes sense from it. Whereas Jupiter is dealing with how did that person feel when they did that, and where did those feelings come from, and where did those feelings come from, because they experienced these kinds of things in their life, and now they've come to a conclusion that this is the way to deal with the situation because of these feelings and because of how they saw something. See, that's the thing with Jupiter. So the outward expression of that is Sagittarius. So Sagittarius are outwardly showing you this, right? That's why Sagittarius will, like, they're always, like, bent on the truth of something, right? So Sagittarius will tell, like, Sagittarius is the type of person that would be like, oh, let's just say you kiss someone's boyfriend, right? Now, Sagittarius won't judge you based on you kissing them. They'll just ask you, okay, what were the feelings that you were feeling? And then you'll explain, okay, well, I was feeling really horny, and that's why I wanted to make out with this person. Or I just wanted to because I was drunk. Or I wanted to do this because, just because I felt like it. Now, to a Sagittarius, they'll probably think, okay, I hear what you're saying, but you probably did this because you've always had a crush on this person, and now that this person is not with their girlfriend, now you felt the need to take this opportunity to kiss them the way you did, and you felt really good about it. But now you're not, like, now you're in shit because now they found out, and now there's a whole drama about it. So really, you just did it because you've always wanted to, and not because you were drunk. See, that's the Sagittarius part. Now they're understanding the behind the scenes of something. Like, never mind what the fuck you just said. Never mind that you just said, oh, I was drunk. That's the Gemini would be like, oh, okay, you're drunk. Okay, well, people do that. You know, people do things when they're drunk. But Sagittarius will know, like, okay, you're drunk because you've always wanted to do this. Now, Pisces, oh, well, that's like the Sagittarius part of it, because they're pushing that out. So you can see this from a Sagittarius, right? And that's why a lot of Sagittariuses will also give you advice when you don't want their advice, right? So, like, let's just say Sagittarius can see that a situation is going to escalate because somebody is feeling some type of way about something, and now there's going to be a whole drama about it, right? A Sagittarius will be the first one to understand why this is happening, and then be the one to, like, be the preacher or the teacher guy and teach you guys about why life is like this and why people do the things that they do, right? Whereas Pisces, this is the internal, this is the receiving energy, like the receiving part of it, right? So Pisces has to see that you have morals and stuff. But Sagittarius are also dealing with, like, spirituality. So that's why Sagittarius always, like, give you like a a broad philosophical point of reason of why something is happening, right? But then they also like jump and then be like a goofball, you know, whatever. But then a Pisces, before they like express that they're very spiritual people, before they express their creativity to you, before they express their wisdom and knowledge, right, they have to first see it in you. They have to first see that you are somebody that is like faith like or religious or whatever. They have to see that you are somebody that like puts meaning and reason to things, right, and have like a moral compass on as to why you do things, right? So Sagittarius and Pisces are people that always like do shit like they would drop a pen. They'd be like, wow, that happened for a reason, or this happened because this pen somehow symbolizes that I should be very more in the moment in my life. And because you know when you drop something, like your entire awareness just shifts into, oh, I dropped the pen. So then, but this happens all the time. Like, it could be literally anything could happen. And then Sagittarius or Pisces would be like, that happened for a reason. Oh, I wonder why this is happening. Oh, this happened because like life is trying to give me a message and tell me this and this and this. You see, that's the thing with Jupiter. But yeah, before Pisces does that to you, they have to first feel that from you. They have to first feel that, oh, you have faith. Oh, you have like a spiritual moral compass. You have blah 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 blah, you know. And then a Pisces will give you their but then in this like thingy, that it makes Sagittarius and Pisces wise, because they're always experiencing things, but just Pisces experience it more on an emotional level. Sagittarius is too, but they're expressing it out, so they're not like keeping it within, whereas a Pisces would keep their things within. A Sagittarius is going to express that and like make you see it and give light to it, because Sagittarius is fire sign, and what does fire do? Fire illuminates things, so enlighten you. So yeah. And then what was I gonna say with Pisces? Yeah, well, okay, then we get to Saturn, right? So Saturn is, oh wait, by Jupiter is, let's say Jupiter is like the grandmother, right? The grandmother that's almost about to die, but you know your grannies are just wise as fuck, because grannies know everything, because they've been through shit, they've experienced things. So we'll say Jupiter is like the grandmother of the zodiacs, and then Saturn would be the grandfather, right? So Saturn is how you gain structure. Saturn teaches you to be disciplined, right? Saturn teaches you how to have what you have and make and build a life for yourself, right? So you can get money from whatever you do, so you can gain structure, have a nice house, have money, have cars, things that you need in your life, you know. But it teaches you how to be disciplined with these, because if you get money and then you blow it, you know, Saturn's going to teach you like you need to be responsible with your money and know how to handle shit like that, you know. Saturn is opposite the moon, right? So the moon is nurturing and the sun, right? So the sun and the moon are about, okay, the sun still cares, right? That's why Leos will care about you, because they're really, and Leo's just after Cancer. So Leo is basically doing everything Cancer's doing, but they're expressing it out, right? Whereas Cancer are just keeping this energy within them, right? So that's the thing with Leo and Cancer. So they're both about like emotional, like making you feel good, basically, right? Saturn doesn't give a fuck about feelings, bruh. Okay, Saturn is like, okay, you can feel shit, but what are you gonna do with that? Like, okay, you're feeling sad, but what are you gonna do with that? Like, is feeling sad gonna make you money? Is it? Saturn's gonna be like, okay, you feeling sad, make a song from that, and then gain money from that. You feeling sad, okay, make a painting from that, then gain money from that. Okay, you feel really happy, okay, wow, you know, go do something with that, make money from that. See, and Aquariuses are the outward expression of Saturn, and then Capricorn are the internal expression of Saturn, right? So before a Capricorn opens up to you, they have to first see that you are somebody that is about making money, right? That you're not just talking, like, you're not just expressing your feelings and then wanting other people to kind of like cater to that, right? Because Saturn doesn't care about that. Capricorn's like, a Capricorn would have to see that, okay, you're somebody that does something with what they have, right? Or you're somebody that's about making money, right? That's why a lot of Capricorns will be known as like what's this, materialistic people, right? Because if Capricorn has to open up to you, they first have to see that first, okay, you have money, you have stability in your life, you have some kind of structure in your life, and you're not just about talking, like you're actually doing something with your life, like you're actively taking actions to make your life comfortable and stable. You see, a Capricorn would have to see that, and then a Capricorn would open up to you, and then they'd be like, oh, okay, well, you know, I have more ideas on how to make money, or how to help you make money, or how you can help me make money, and me help you make money, and shit like that, you know? So that's the thing with Capricorn, right? And then an Aquarius will push out this energy, right? But Aquarius is also co-ruled by Uranus, which I will get to right after this, because when we get to the outer planets, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, things kind of get a little right. So an Aquarius will first, like, they're gonna, that's why a lot of Aquarius can like give you ideas on how to make things better. For an example, if you have an Aquarius friend and you tell this Aquarius friend, yo dude, I'm trying to make this business but I'm not too sure like where to go, right? And Aquarius would be like, oh, okay, well, you know what, I got you, bro. I actually have a homie who does exactly what you do, so I'm gonna hook you up, right? And also it's dealing with Aries, so Aries, communication and like relating and knowing different people, right? So Aquarius will be the one be like, oh no, bro, I got you. Like, yo, homie, I have this homie who needs equipment, who needs studio equipment, and they need a mic and a piano, right? And then boom, now they can help you. But an Aquarius, like, in return, they can help themselves by like how they use their Saturn is knowing different people, and how they can, like, how those different people can help the Aquarius like gain structure in their life. So the Aquarius will be the first ones to have a friend who has a friend who has a friend to do this and that and that and that and that for them, right? And also because of Uranus, the Uranus influence, they're gonna do that in a unique way. So they'll have their own business, because an Aquarius will also will know somebody who knows somebody, or will have the intellectual capacity to think of how to build something, because also it rules like inventing things, right? Aquarius rules inventing things, so they'll probably invent something for themselves. Like they'll invent like a cool app that makes you, I don't know, whatever. Like Aquarius will invent something, and then it'll be unique and original, and like it'll be something that they can sell to other people, and then those people, and then Aquarius can profit from selling their product like that. You see? So that's the thing with Saturn. Saturn's how you gain structure, now you gain stability in your life, right? And it also, like, you know, when you have your Saturn return is like a huge ass mosquito that's trying its hardest to come in this window, and it's not succeeding, because you can see there's a human here, and it's getting mad because it can't eat me. Stupid mosquito. But yeah, so Aquarius, that's what Aquariuses do, right? They'll just like somehow figure out a way to gain stability in their life through knowing somebody, or through thinking about something that they can invent in order to gain stability in their lives, and then be unique and original and be seen as somebody, because Saturn also rules like your status, like your status quo. That's why it fucks with the 10th house and the 11th house. Oh, and I forgot to mention, when Mercury, so all the planets were walking together, right? The sun down to Saturn, they were all walking together as a family. And then the sun went to the 5th house, and he was like, yeah, I'm cool with this. And the moon went to the 4th house, and she was like, this is my house. And then Mercury went to, so all the other planets besides the sun and the moon, they have 2 special houses that they really fucked with. So Mercury, okay, let's start with Mars, because Mars is the firstborn. Mars went, and he was like, ooh, I like the 1st house. Boom. And then he sat in the 1st house, and then he went again to the 8th house, and then he was like, oh shit, I actually like this too. And then boom, 8th house. So then the light side of Mars, which is Aries, ruled the 1st house, and then the dark side of Mars, Scorpio, ruled the 8th house. And then Venus came, and she was like, you know what, I like the 2nd house, and I like the 7th house. And then Venus stayed there, right? So then Venus was like, ooh, okay, in the 2nd house I get to, you know, have values, and in the 7th house I get to relate to people. That's cool. And then Mercury went lost, and then Mercury was like, ooh, I really like the 3rd house and the 6th house, because in the 3rd house I can like analyze my surroundings and like get to really analyze things that I've been familiar with, and in the 6th house I get to organize these things and like think about my health and my routine and my schedules, you know. So yay, boom. And then Jupiter came, and Jupiter was like, okay, well, you know what, you guys are cool, whatever, I'm gonna go to the 9th house, and I'm gonna go to the 12th house. And then she was like, in the 9th house, I get to not only, because I'm already like bringing high reason and experiences and like making everything have faith, like be faith like, and like, you know, wisdom like and shit like that. And then she was like, yeah, I'm already doing that. So in the 9th house I can do that even more, but in the 12th house I can do that within me. And then Saturn was like, you know what, I really fuck with the 10th house and the 11th house, because in the 10th house I can be known for my stability, and in the 11th house I can be networking, so I can have more stability and know people and always have people that can help me out with this. So boom, that's how the houses rule the planets. And then when we get to Uranus, right, when we get to Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, these are the outer planets, right? So these, they don't more so have a direct effect to like one person. It's more so like a generational influence. You see what I'm saying? So when we get to Uranus, Uranus is unique, bringing sudden changes. Uranus is making you original, right? Opposing, but not like Mars opposing, whereas Mars is like, I don't give a fuck about what you guys are doing, because I think what you guys are doing is lame. But I'm on my own path, and I'm my own person, because I initiate things quickly, and I have the ability to be consistent in what I initiate. Uranus is like, I don't give a fuck about what you don't give a fuck about. Yo, I'm so far, like, I'm not even on your own, like, because Uranus and Neptune, it's allegedly they weren't part of our solar system. So they come from another solar system. So Uranus is like an alien to... Uranus and Neptune are aliens to our solar system, right? So they only recently joined... Not recently, I say recently like it was yesterday, but you get what I'm saying. They recently joined our solar system. So Uranus is like, yo, I'm not even from here, bro. Like, fuck what you guys are doing. And that's why Uranus even spins on its side. But that's a whole other thing to it. Right, it spins on its side. So it's like, I'm not even spinning the same way as you guys, bro. Like, I'm doing my own thing. Like, I'm such an individual. That's what Uranus does. Uranus, it's home in the 11th house, because it co-rules. It co-rules Uranus. I mean, it co-rules Aquarius, because the ruler of Aquarius is Saturn, and then it co-rules, Uranus co-rules, I say co so much now. I feel like I just thought of like a fizzy drink or something. Do you ever do, like, does that ever happen? Anyway, so yeah, so Uranus is about originality, right? But for you to be original is you completely like detaching from what everybody else is doing. I mean, doing that makes you rebellious, right? So that's what Uranus is. It's about rebelling and shit like that. And not only rebelling, but when you rebel, like, then you start coming up with your own original ideas on how you want to do something, or how, like, something that's already been done, how you're going to do it in your own unique way. So in that, it rules like originality, uniqueness. It rules quick changes, like sudden changes, right? That's why a lot of Aquarius is like just suddenly change, or they suddenly do something, or they suddenly pissed off. They were happy the whole day and they just suddenly pissed off. Like, what? Fuck, Aquarius. So yeah, that's Uranus. Neptune rules dreams, imagination, your dream world, your daydreaming, night dreaming, your dreams about doing something, dreams about killing someone, I don't know, but that's what Neptune rules. Imagination, creativity, right? So that it co-rules Pisces, right? So whereas Pisces is already the feminine side of Jupiter, right? So it's internally giving wisdom and knowledge and philosophy inside. So now what Neptune does, it brings creativity, imagination, illusion, fantasy, blah blah blah. So now with Pisces is they bring higher meaning and reasonings, and they bring like philosophies, and they bring spiritual reasons as to their creativity. So Pisces will have an imagination, and then because of Jupiter, it's gonna make them, like, their imaginations kind of be spiritual, right? So it's like spiritual creativity. So that's what makes Pisces so magical. You know what I'm saying? And then when we get to Pluto is dealing with transformation, right? You used to be broke your whole life. So what are you gonna do to transform that shit? You need to work hard. You need to use your Saturn too. You need to actually like give a fuck about not being broke. So what is Pluto gonna do? Pluto is gonna transform you. It's gonna like put your existence in your face and be like, is this really what you want to do your whole life? You want to be broke your whole fucking life? Really? And then you're gonna be like, oh fuck, I don't want it. So then Pluto's gonna force you to change. It's gonna force you to transform so that you can be a better person, right? And yeah, basically Pluto rules transformation. It rules like not changes like Uranus does, right? But when you transform, you obviously do change, right? Because now you used to do shit like this. Now you have to change your way and not do shit like that because you have to transform yourself. But Pluto also rules longevity, right? So, okay, I'm dating you today, but I want to date you forever. So Pluto co-rules Scorpio, right? The ruler of Scorpio is Mars, but Pluto co-rules that. So whereas Aries, that's why Aries kind of like, they'll get over things really quickly, right? So they'll be like, okay, I want to date you now, and then I don't want to date you anymore. Like, I've initiated a whole way of how to feel about you. So they'll just get over you super quickly. A Scorpio, right? I mean, Aries and Scorpios are doing the same thing, but the only difference is with Scorpio, they're ruled by Pluto, right? And Pluto rules longevity, making things last forever. So Scorpio will be like, I want to date you, but I want to date you forever. Like, psh. Right? So Aries is like, okay, I'll date you, but for a week, and then do something else. But Scorpio is like, I want to date you forever, right? So that's the thing with, so Pluto makes things longevity, makes things last for a long time, having something for a long time. And that's why Pluto and Saturn are homies. So Uranus is like your uncle, that auntie that's like always dressed in weird shit, right? Or they just come randomly in your life and you're like, but where are you like other times when I'm not seeing you? Hey, like what are you doing with your life? And then Neptune is like your great grandmother, who is not even like, she's not living the way you and I live. She's like completely in the spirit realms. Like, she just says things out of like not even the norm. She just says things out of the blue, and you're like, Coco, what do you say? But she's so passionate about it, right? And her house is filled with like weird, I don't know, she's a Christian, maybe there's like a lot of crosses around, and there's like so many Bible things around, and you can just tell like she's not on earth anymore. Like, she's completely gone. She's just gone, you know? That's Neptune. That's your great grandmother. And then Pluto is like your ancestors or something, you know? And they just leave like a long, like isithakazelo type of thing. You know what I'm like? What is isithakazelo? Not a clan name. Like, oh, fuck, I forgot isithakazelo. Slogan, like a slogan, so that you can, you know when so Pluto rules like generational wealth, shit like that, you know. So one family started something, and they pass it down to another family, pass it down to another family, pass it down to another family, da 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 da. So that's what Pluto does, right? So yeah, and that's my video on the planets, guys. We're gonna talk about, I think I should do like the asteroids, and I'm also learning about the asteroids now. I thought Charon was the only asteroid, but there's so many other things. There's like, you know, and blah blah blah. So I'm gonna study those, and I'm gonna come to you guys and tell you all of those shits. But for the most part, this is the video about the planets, and I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, bye.